Welcome to Photolab Direct, a web-based order entry tracking system. Hello, my name is Terry Daniel. In this video, I will demonstrate the process of proofing in Photolab Direct. That is, how a photographer or the client, for example, bride and groom, can approve or request changes in the designed album using Photolab Direct. To get started, let's enter the registered username and password and click on Log In. Proofing is a process where a photographer or the client, for example, bride and groom, can review the designed spreads of an album before it goes for printing. This gives the end client a chance to approve and/or request changes on the individual spreads. Once all the pages are reviewed, the order is submitted for further processing, where designers review photographers' notes and redesign the spreads. To do proofing, there are 3 simple steps. Number 1, view the slideshow. 2, review each image to approve and/or to request changes. And finally, submit the order for further processing. Let's go to step number 1, view the slideshow. From the list of orders available, let's look for an order that requires proofing. That would be an order with the status set to photographer approval. Let's click on that order and view the details. Click on Slideshow Final button from the toolbar to see the slideshow of the designed album. Viewing the slideshow gives us an opportunity to review individual design spreads. It also gives us a flavor for the looks of our photo album. To close the slideshow, click on the Close button located on the bottom right corner of the slideshow, or simply click anywhere outside the slideshow screen. This completes step number 1, view the slideshow. Now, let's go to step number 2, review each image to approve and/or to request changes. Let's click on Review Spreads to see each design spread individually. Here we are presented with thumbnails of each designed spread. To process the order further, it is the photographer's responsibility to review each image and to take one of the following actions: approve the image or request changes. Approving an image in Photolab Direct is very simple. To approve an image, simply select the images from the thumbnails view. Here we will select a couple and click on Approve Images from the toolbar. Click on OK to proceed. You will notice that the selected images have been marked Approved. Note, approved images have a green border and a green check mark. Now we will demonstrate how to request changes for an image. To request changes, bring up the larger view of an image by clicking on its thumbnail. Then click on the link toward the top left corner. Click here to approve this image or to request changes. This will provide a small input screen where you can select Request Changes to Current Image and also write your detailed notes for this image. Note, comments entered here will be forwarded to your designer so that the design can be revised. This completes step number 2. Review each image to approve and/or to request changes. Let's now go to our final step, submit the order for further processing. Once each designed image has been reviewed, marked as approved, or as request changes, we want to submit our changes. This is a very important step. We want to submit our changes so that the order can be processed further. Please keep an eye on the current status of an order. If the status is photographer approval, it means that the order has not been processed yet. It is still waiting for the photographer's action. Once the order has been successfully submitted, the status will change to in design, meaning that the designer is supposed to act on it. To submit the changes, click on Submit Changes button. We are presented with a table listing, Album Design Summary. Review the information and when satisfied, click on Submit button. Upon successfully submitting, you will get a successful message and also note the current status is changed to in design. This completes the process of proofing in Photolab Direct. At any time, you can review the status of your order by clicking on My Orders. To summarize, there are only a few steps to do proofing in Photolab Direct. Number 1, view the slideshow. 2, review each image to approve and/or to request changes. And finally, Submit the order for further processing. Before I conclude this video, I would like to make a point on the proofing process. For any reason, if the photographer does not want to go through all designed images to approve and/or to request changes, he or she has an option to delegate the responsibility to the end client, the bride and groom. Here's an example on how to pass the order to the client for their approval. From the order list, let's pick an order that has a status of photographer approval. Click on Review Spreads as if you were going to review the images. Now, click on Email to Client. We are presented with a screen asking for client's information. That is, first name, last name, and their email address. Here you can also enter multiple email addresses if you want to send the proofing link to multiple people. Also note, on this screen, we also have a reference to the web URL that will be forwarded to the client. Going to use this URL, client will be able to approve images and/or request changes for the images. When the client is reviewing their album, the web page contains the photographer's banner and/or studio name, so that to the client, it seems like the link came from the photographer, not the album company. Once the email is sent to the client, the status of the order changes to client approval, and the client has full control of reviewing the album. This completes the process of proofing. Thank you for taking the time out to view this video. SR Consulting Services sincerely hope this video was helpful. If you have any comments regarding Photolab Direct or regarding this video, please write to info@srconsultingsrv.com. That's info@srconsultingsrv.com. Thank you.